Forever. Dog.
You like my outfit today, Dan?
Oh, wow.
We have a very... Go on.
No, it's very, Joan, what's her name?
Collins?
Well, yeah, sure. Yeah, what, Collins or Rivers? I don't know. Somebody with like big
Joan
shoulders.
Collins, Dynasty, baby. Come on, my last name is
okay,
Collins,
right.
and you bungled it,
Right.
Dan signed off. Okay, it's just me, I guess. No. Hi, everybody. I know I put this on because our guest today is someone who I just adore. If I really, when I heard that this guest confirmed, I was genuinely excited. I'm excited every week. I think actually we've been really killing it as far as like who's been on the podcast, but I'm excited because this is someone who I really want to be friends with in real life. And I use this podcast as a way to ingratiate myself into people's personal lives. And we have the one and only Shangela on the show this week. And Shangela is, I've met a lot of those Drag Race girls and they're all hilarious and brilliant. They're genuinely probably the most brilliant performers and creative minds. But on a personal level, probably Shangela is my favorite to like just talk to. Do you know what I mean? Like when it comes to just shooting the shit, because sometimes they're more in performer mode and not like personality mode. You know what I mean by that? Like a genius performer. Right. Yeah. Shangela's got it all. So it's just going to be, I think, one of the best weeks we have here in Midnight Snack. But until we welcome Shangela, hi, I'm here with Dan Acton. I'm Michelle Collins. You can follow me if you want on Instagram. I've been posting a lot of tweets on the gram lately. That's been a twist. At Mish Call, and Dan is at Dan_Acton if you want to see what we look like. Danny boy, it's been a real week. I've had, last week I had a bad week. I just had bad energy week last week. And as you know, I went to Philadelphia over the weekend alone.
Incorrect, yeah.
All the windows just broke in my apartment. What just happened? Wait a minute. All the windows broke. This is so weird. What are these smoke creatures coming in? So I went to Philly by there's all these smoke creatures in here. What's happening? I had a scarring hotel experience, which I actually talked about on my Sirius show. So I've noticed a lot of the podcast reviews. Some people get very bitter weirdly about the fact, like a lot of comments would be like, no point to this podcast if you listen to Sirius, and they'll give me like 2 stars. And I'm just like, wait, are you a fan or what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, it's just really weird. So like, really, what a weird thing to be like angry about. Like you clearly listen to every minute of the show. So why are you mad that I have more? Whatever. Right. Leave us good reviews. If you like the podcast, I read them. Some of them are very funny though. I'd say almost all of them are incredibly lovely and nice and really make me feel good. So thank you to those people. But I went to a hotel in Philly Friday. I'll make it quick, where it was the Sofitel. I'm going to shout him out because it was such a horrible experience. And I got there. It was valet, checked in. Mm-hmm. First, they put me in a room where there was a crying baby across the hallway. And I have to tell you could hear it in the room. And the whole point of this weekend was for me to get away from like noise and stuff. So I didn't even put my bag down. Like I literally closed the door. I could clearly hear the baby, like it was in the room. And I immediately, when are you going to see the baby? Immediately turned around, went to the lobby. And the guy said, no problem. Put me in a new room. Go up to the new room. But because I had already changed rooms, I didn't want to be like true Karen, like nightmare to leave. The room was filthy. The room, like the floor. What? I didn't tell you the story.
No.
Someone had stayed in the room and like they did a 2% cleaning after that person left. And I'll tell you, the mini bar, because of COVID, like there's no room service, like all the things that you've come to get used to in a hotel, you don't have anymore. No maid service. They won't, they'll send towels up, and I was completely fine with that. I was just happy to be in a different space. So I was cool with all that. But like you could see by the front door, sneaker marks, not from my shoes, like marks in the dirt in the floor. Like it was very gross. And then the mini bar had like a sticker on it to prove that it like was fresh. And the sticker seal was broken and there was a Diet Coke removed, which I was like, okay. And I wasn't going to say anything. I didn't want to get charged for it, but I was like, wait.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything. So the remote wasn't in like a bag. I noticed in the other room, the remote was like in a Ziploc or something. I was just like, okay, I'm just going to be chill. So I go back downstairs. I ordered a turkey sandwich, go back down to the lobby. And I say to the guy, hey, by the way, because I had taken a towel with water in it to like wipe the wood by the front door. if I show you how dirty this towel is, I'm going to show it to you in the MacBook camera. Can you see that?
Oh, that's really gross.
Black.
And
that's the other side. Are you looking at that?
What
Filthy dirty. So I went downstairs and I said, hey, by the way, the room is like a little bit dirty. And I showed him the towel pictures and he went, oh, here. And he gave me like cleaner and a rag in like the most beautiful Sofitel shopping bag. I got a rag and cleaner. Yeah. And I didn't say anything. See, people who are like, Mish always has problems. I didn't say anything. I actually said, you know what? It's a different time. I'm just, you know what I mean? I just wanted to sleep. It was like 10:30 at night. I was like, I just got to get to bed.
Yeah, but okay. All right.
What would you have done?
I mean, I guess the staff is gone, right? What would I have done? They have to have another room for you.
Well,
that's what I would have done is ask for another room. Like, unless they're paying me by the hour to like clean the room. Like,
well, I just felt I had already changed rooms once. I didn't want to be like a problem like that. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to suck it up. So I went back with my mother. I was texting my mom. My mom was like, you're a fucking idiot you should leave the hotel now. And I said, I can't. It's 10:30. Where am I going? So when I snapped was when I pulled the blankie back and there was a stain on the sheets and I saw a hair. And I watch Instant Hotel and I have a picture of that too, by the way. And I have a picture of the stain. It's not such an obvious stain that if I showed it to you, it looked like a clear on white stain. I don't want to say what I thought it was, but you can pretty much fill in the blanks. So I took a picture of it. Hopefully they weren't blanks. That's a great joke. Anyway, I took a picture. Thank you. But I'm like, I'm not going to eat my turkey sandwich on a fucking cum-stained sheet because I went to college, and I was raised in a home. So I called downstairs and I was like really upset. And this French guy answered, Emily in Paris, French guy answered. And he goes, hello? And I went, there's a stain. I told him and he goes, okay, come down. Oh no, he goes, do you want to go with a cleaning person to a new room to inspect it before you take it? And I went, no, I just want to go in a clean room. Like, he's like, do you want to inspect? I said, I don't want to inspect. I just want to go into a room where there's not fucking cum on the sheets. I didn't say that. I'm saying it to you, obviously, cum free, and COVID free, ideally. So I wait for a half an hour. I'm in my jeans and my pajama shirt. I don't want to eat a turkey sandwich on a stained sheet. I'm sitting in the room and I'm just like, I can't. And at 30 minutes I waited and I thought, and then I snapped and I said, I have to go down to the lobby because clearly like they're not doing shit. And they're like, go let this girl go fuck herself. So I got all my stuff out and I'm waiting for the elevator. The door's open. It was the guy who initially had checked me in, not wearing a mask, waving me into the elevator going, come in, holding a bunch of rags. I went, hold on a minute. Again with the rags. I think he was coming to clean the room. I don't know what was going on there. And I said, no, I'm not going to come in. Put your mask on. He goes, no, it's fine. Come in. And I went, no. And that's when I was like, I said, that's it. I went downstairs. I was like Robert Downey Jr. in the Iron Man costume by the time I got to the lobby. I was like, like walking up. I was like, I want my money back now. Like, give me my money.
Absolutely. Yes.
I was like, I want my money back. I want it all back. I had my turkey sandwich. And the guy, I told him the story and he went, Madame, you all right? I'm sorry. And they refunded my money. And I ended up, but now it's like 11 at night. I have, I packed like last second. So I had the Samsonite duffel with me. I mean, I looked a mess and I ended up staying at the nicest hotel where it was like the opposite experience. The room's beautiful. Me and the front desk guy had like a little thing going on. I love flirting with front desk boys. It's so fun. And it was the Hotel Monaco. I'll give them a shout out, which is a Kimpton hotel. But I will tell you that there were all these weddings going on and all these fucking idiot drunk frat boys and sorority girls stumbling into the lobby as I'm like trying to just wait for the elevator and go to the room without masks on. And it's really like being in a zombie movie. We are living in 28 Days Later.
Yeah, that sucks.
And I'm actually convinced that I'm going to get tested Monday, but I really am like, if I got it because I acted like a dumb bitch, even though I did everything normal, but you
did everything normal. Like that's what I would be. I mean, beyond just the like grossness of the second room, like somebody's clearly been in there and like, who was it?
Did anybody clean it? I feel like they just didn't turn the room. It was like someone clearly made the bed, but my theory is that they're just short staffed. And so whoever was doing the rooms maybe was by themselves and was just like, fuck this. That's what I really think. But anyway, so that was it. Have you ever had a bad hotel experience?
Well, it reminded me because, like, not to bring up another like former job, I've had like a million, and I used to work at a Super 8 overnight.
Oh my God. I never knew that.
In my hometown. Yeah, yeah. And so I would go into rooms not to do anything like that. I would turn on, because Beverly Hillbillies or Green Acres was on at 3:30, so I would like leave the front desk to go into one of the rooms.
By the way, you're actually describing my actual worst nightmare. To take a break from working the front desk at a Super 8 to go watch Green Acres in one of the rooms. If you had to paint a Halloween horror flick where what is Mish's worst case scenario, it's that. But anyway, continue with your actual life. Go on.
Anyway,
it's horrible.
Yeah, it's horrible. But like, you know, I would even like get up off the bed and smooth it off to make sure that, you know, just in case anybody came in the next few hours, or like, you know, if I made a glass of water, I'd like wipe out the sink and stuff like that. You have to leave it nice. I'm wondering if something like
if you miss something,
staff. No, I'm wondering
with the staff
in your situation, because it's like basically if it was basically made up, but somebody was
interesting.
Just, like, careless about it. I wonder.
It was filthy dirty. I mean, when I ran the towel across the surface, it was dirty. Like the room was not nice. And frankly, I thought that the guys working there were just fucking assholes. So I was like, okay, I guess, you know, this ain't gonna work. But I mean, I will say, I like how I said I did everything normal. Meanwhile, it's like, Mish, going to like a hotel in a pandemic ain't normal. Like get it in your head.
Well, yeah, sure.
But I had a wonderful time in Philly, by the way. I'd never really spent time there. And I found it quite charming. I really did. Yeah. I thought it was a very cute little town. I don't know, very cheap. I may die as a result of going there, but I have no regrets otherwise.
Worth it.
Yeah. Anyway, the weather's been beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's stunning. And I'm just really just trying to get my life together before I turn 40 next summer. I mean, is that going to happen for me ever? Will I ever? I had a realization today that I don't want children. It hit me today. I was like, I don't think I want to have kids. Yeah.
You're like 100%.
I'm like a baby
100%.
brain. I'm not 100%. No.
I meant like if you met somebody that you were totally into and
if I got
really
pregs, if I got axe pregs.
Yeah.
I made it obviously clearly a joke where because of Amy Coney Barrett's nomination, or, you know, the hearings, I was like, I almost want to get like a spiteful abortion, like just to like spite Republicans. I just
to get one in.
Just to get one while I can.
Yeah.
While I can. I've never gotten one. I don't judge people who have, but you know what I'm saying. It was clearly meant as a mild, controversial joke. Right. And then some like right-wing lady who listens was just like, ugh. And I was like, oh, is this what Howard Stern feels like? What a wonderful feeling to rile people up like that. I should do it every day. Like, it's so fun.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm just going to get married to piss her off, but...
I know, you better hurry up before they overturn Obergefell. Why did he have to have that last name? Is what I'd like to know. Of all the names, Obergefell doesn't roll off the tongue, I'll tell you that much. But anyway,
really inconsiderate. Yeah,
really inconsiderate. Like, oh my God. Okay. Now this is really funny, Dan, because, you know, I always like to do a little advice, I just like to find some stuff. And, you know, our producer Tracy always finds good advice questions or just etiquette questions. So this week, given that we're talking on the topics of hotels, why do I feel so professional as I'm talking right now? I feel like I'm in real, right? I'm like,
it's very,
So this is from the Toronto Life, something called the Urban Diplomat. Did someone say my name? No. Okay. The title is, and this is tying into our hotel room question, do couples have a right to better rooms? Now, as someone who often travels single or with a girlfriend, you know what I mean? Where we'll either get different rooms or like with my friend Allie, who I'm actually having dinner with tonight. Allie looks like my daughter, though. She's like 2 feet tall. You know what I mean? We often share a room because I've also known her for 20 years. And I will say that when I am with her, I do like having a bigger room because obviously we have twice as much stuff. So, you know, or with any friend traveling and staying in the same room. So here's the question. I recently returned from a weekend trip with 3 couples and my cousin. It sounds like fun. The Airbnb. Okay, this is an Airbnb. Oh, this is a good question because it actually also it ties into so many of my favorite things in the world, which I'll mention in a moment. The Airbnb had 3 rooms with king-size beds plus another room with bunks. LOL. When we checked in, the couples automatically took the bigger rooms, while my cousin, who is 6'5", and I got stuck with the bunk beds. That makes sense, by the way. I absolutely agree.
Well, okay. Yeah. Well,
and I'm 6'1", but I'm sorry, you're not going to make a couple sleep in a bunk bed. Anybody who watches Below Deck, this is, I will say this, absolutely, this is unfortunately the way it works.
I think of it the other way, is like you're not going to force two cousins to sleep in the same bed.
Well, that's also right. It's like they're not a couple. It's just weird. Like, what to be like? Do you guys want the king? What kind of weekend is this? You know what I mean? Right. Being 6'5" sucks, but you know what? I've slept in small beds. You can still make it work in a bunk. It's called curling the fuck up. Okay. So, anywho, it says we get stuck with the bunk beds, and even though everyone paid the same amount for the rental, I hid my anger for the entire trip. Do couples have a right to better rooms? Listen. I will say this. What are you laughing about?
No, I'm just thinking about like the 6'5". That's tough for a bunk bed. That's usually for like a child. I'm
not going to lie to you. I have to see the bunk first of all. In order to debunk the bunk, I must see the bunk. Sorry, ooh, something in my throat. Bunky Brewster. I don't know. I have to side with the couples. It's an unfortunate situation is what it really boils down to.
Okay. But
the truth is they should have gotten an Airbnb with 4 king size beds. That would have been ideal.
Well, yeah, of course.
I don't know.
But the word is like automatically. They automatically went into the nicer room. I think there should have been
discussion,
at least an offer. Well, like an offer just to be nice. I don't know.
Well, let me tell you something. Who answered this? There's an anonymous person. That's the Urban Diplomat answers this. Maybe I'm like secretly writing a column in Toronto without even knowing it.
Is this the UN or what?
Yeah. Here's the answer. Oh, what I was going to say though is that my favorite moment on any show, on any reality show, when it comes to the real world, I think it used to be in Big Brother, certainly on Real Housewives, whenever they go on vacation, is room picking. When the real world room picking, those first episodes where like someone would get there first and then run through the whole house to find the room. It was like supermarket sweep for rooms. It was so fun. It's like, and frankly, I love the fights that people get into over rooms. That shit fuels my shit. Like I like it. I love arguing about it. Listen, when I was studying abroad and me being tall, there was a girl who was in my suite who was almost my height and like much heavier than I was. And somehow I still got the biggest room. And I don't know how that happened, but I will tell you, I paid more, somehow. but I will. Let me add. I had
the fickle finger of fate.
Well, no, you know how that worked out actually, because the big girl was friends with 4 girls in the house. So one girl, Marcy, who was like my only friend in that house, she got like the maid's quarter. So she had a twin bed, but it was her own room. And then the other 2 girls were like best friends. So they had a room together. So that's how that kind of worked out. And I admit I did get the best room. I did pay more though, but I mean, it was so cheap. I had the best room in the house. It fills me with joy. Okay. Here's what the Urban Diplomat has to say. I promise I'm not a bad person. I do feel like that story really makes me look like a bad person, but I do. If I have the option of having a nicer room, yes, I'm going to take it. I mean, I think everyone look with the hotel story, with the hotel story, I said I was trying not to do that. You know, I was really trying to be relaxed.
No, you're being normal. Yeah.
But I'm sorry. Yes, I do. You know, the Hungarian thing, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, flipped a coin is how I ended up getting the room. Something happened. There was like a fair.
That's totally fine then.
Yeah. There was a fair shake. Like it wasn't just me storming in. There was some sort of flipping and I won. It felt so fucking good when I won that room. Oh my God. I'm hard thinking about it. I had a king size IKEA bed. I had a bare fucking fur rug in that room. That's Eastern Europe, baby. We had the best time. All right.
And you have a competitive streak, which I really like.
I really do?
Oh yeah. Remember when we were playing that game over like computers where you like draw? It was like Pictionary or something.
Go on.
And you were like, what is that supposed to be? And it was like bridge over troubled water or whatever. It's like, well, how is that a bridge? Like, I don't know. I was like doing my best.
I am very competitive. I'm a no joke competitor. I really get, I really get, when I was on Flea Market Flip, I don't think Gilbert Gottfried can look me in the eyes anymore. As I know his wife won't. His wife will not. He might. He was nice. His wife and I did not end on the best of terms because guess what? We won, bitch. We won our $5 grand, bitch. Sorry, Mrs. Gottfried. But this bitch beat you by $5. And if you missed it, big mistake. And by the way, she thought she was a shoe-in. The shoe was out. The shoe is out. I'll kill her. We were not the best of friends. All right. Here was the answer. It sucks. Well, I could talk about Flea. I actually feel like excited thinking about getting competitive about something. I wish I was a better athlete. That's why I think I would have been a great tennis player if I would have been steered in that direction as a young girl. Because I really think that you combine, I really, really need to win. Like I really need to. Yeah. It's not an option for me. And and with my height and my skeleton, you know, and the fact that I basically am like a fat Serena Williams, I feel like I would have, because her and I have similar bodies, except I just don't exercise. Like, I feel like if I really worked out a lot, I would have her big ass, strong arms. You know, it's genetically who I am. I really think I would have been a fucking powerhouse. I mean, too late now. Got them bad knees and that plantar fasciitis.
It's not too late. Yeah.
Damn. Here's what the urban diplomat has to say. It sucks that you got shafted on the accommodations, and this might be an overstep.
This is very urban. It sucks that you got shafted.
He's the urban diplomat. I'm going to start reading this. Tracy, thank you for finding this. Do you really want to sleep in a bed with your cousin? Yeah, that's what we'd like to know. Your very tall cousin? Yeah. You want to fuck your cousin? This is, if I were the urban, like, here's what I want to, do you want to fuck your cousin? Is that what this is about? Because that's a different column, babe. I'm Dennis Miller now. Okay. It sounds like the bed divisions were an intuitive decision. The couple share a bed every night. You and your cousin presumably do not. If you all travel together regularly, stay mum. Until the next Airbnb excursion, and then make sure all the rooms are adult sized. Exactly.
That's a good idea.
So your friend recommended a shampoo she loves, but it just didn't do it for you. And that conditioner your mom has bought for decades just leaves your tresses all wrong. It's time to find your go-tos that you swear by with Function of Beauty. Function of Beauty is hair care that's formulated specifically for you. No matter your hair type, they create shampoo, conditioner, and treatments that fit your unique needs. How unique, you ask? It's a great question. Well, Function of Beauty has over 54 trillion possible ingredient combinations to make sure your formula is the right one for you. Here's how it works. First, you got to take a quick quiz. They can get to know you a little bit and, more importantly, know your hair. Then their team determines the right blend of ingredients and bottles your custom formula to order. After that, they deliver your personalized formula right to your door in a very adorable customized bottle. Not only is it your favorite color and fragrance, they even put your name on this thing. And when it comes to my own formula, well, I love the smell. It's so refreshing. It makes me just feel light, airy, and most importantly, young. And their formulas are vegan and cruelty-free. Plus, they never use sulfates, parabens, or any other harmful ingredients. Function of Beauty is not just the first ever custom hair care brand. It's the internet's top-rated customized hair care brand with over 40,000 real 5-star reviews and counting. So what are you waiting for? Go to functionofbeauty.com/snack to take your 4-part hair profile quiz and save 20% on your first order. Go to functionofbeauty.com/snack for 20% off and to let them know that you heard about it from our show. That's functionofbeauty.com/snack. This holiday season, more people will be mailing stuff than ever before. That means the post office is going to be busy. So why waste your time running there? Stamps.com brings the post office and now UPS shipping right to your computer. That's right, you can mail and ship anything right from your own home. Plus, Stamps.com saves you money with deep discounts that you can't even get at the post office. Stamps.com is a must-have for any business. Whether you're a small office sending out invoices, an online seller fulfilling orders during this record-setting holiday season, or even a giant warehouse sending thousands of packages a day, Stamps.com can handle it all with ease. Simply use your computer to print official U.S. postage 24/7 for any letter, any package, any class of mail, anywhere you want to send. Once your mail is ready, just schedule a pickup or drop it off. That's it. With Stamps.com, you get 5 cents off every first-class stamp and up to 40% off priority mail and up to 62% off UPS shipping rates. Stamps.com is a no-brainer. It saves you time and money. It's no wonder that over 900,000 small businesses already use Stamps.com. Don't spend a minute of your holiday season at the post office this year. Sign up for Stamps.com instead. There's no risk. And with my promo code MIDNIGHTSNACK, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in Midnight Snack. That's Stamps.com and enter Midnight Snack. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again.
Hey, Forever Dog listeners, it's Jonathan Braylock,
Draw Milligan,
And James the Third.
from Black Men Can't Jump in Hollywood. This year, we have seen what staying silent can do. And right now, you have an unprecedented opportunity to speak up, cast your vote, and be heard.
It's never too early to register to vote, but it might be too late before you know it.
We want to help make it easy for you to register and have a plan for November 3rd or before if early voting is an option in your state so that your country can finally reflect your values.
Yes, go to foreverdogpodcast.com/vote to register. Check on your registration often. You should do it like every day to make sure and learn how to fill out your ballot.
I don't know about every day, but listen.
Every day.
All right, still register.
Good. Am I good? All right.
Gotta make sure people care.
All right, each state is different, so make sure you're following local rules and regulations. And remember, your voice, your vote. That's foreverdogpodcast.com/vote.
Take care of yourselves and take care of each other.
Yeah, but y'all better vote.
All right, go vote.
Wait, can I do one more, please? One more that's funny. I know this is going to be the longest week ever. I'm already dying. This is from Miss Manners. Dan, are you ready?
Yeah.
The title is there a polite way to ask my loved ones to let me keep parts of their body after they die? That's our show, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I can't believe this. I am my lips. They can keep my lips because they're off my body because I can't believe what I just read. Okay. And by the way, and Miss Manners, who is to me like 700 years old, like the mother in Psycho, spinning around in a chair and a wig. It's like, you're going to ask that to Miss Manners?
Take it.
That's very much Dan's type. Skelly in a W in Psyches. Dear Miss Manzies, I am of an unorthodox religious persuasion, Satanist, which holds the belief that the dead may be contacted. Wow, this is interesting. I wonder what religion that is. It has to be some sort of witchy something. And that there are various aids to this process. Anything tied to the dead person may be used, although the more intimately tied, my eyeballs are out, the easier it is to establish the connection. Can I have your dick? That's what can I just have your dick after you fucking die? Is that fine, Dan? The most intimate items, of course, would be segments of the deceased's own body. Oh, I see. So they're saying you could have like an old button. You know, I always go to buttons because of Teresa Caputo. She always goes, every time she meets someone, she goes, I'm so sorry. She rubs her lips together. She goes, did he like buttons? I've never liked buttons. Let me tell you right now, if I die and you run into the Long Island Medium and she says the word buttons, leave the room. I have never admired a button, ever. I maybe like a nice gold button, but I've never collected buttons. I toss
You don't like
them.
a big jar of buttons?
Ugh, no.
Beautiful.
A big jar of buttons? God.
So comforting.
Did they have one at the front desk of the Super 8? Because you're just painting this picture of my actual fucking worst nightmare. Okay, wait. So then, is there a polite way to make it clear to a loved one that you hope when they pass on to inherit some part of them? I racked my brain on this one and even done some research, and I am failing to come up with anything. I mean, this is insane. I suspect that if any rules apply, they would be the same that concern making it clear to a loved one that you hope to inherit any specific item. Meaning like after you die, can I get your car? I'm thinking, right? Which is to say it's just rude to ask. Yeah. But I think in this case, it's something not likely to enter most people's minds. Yeah. I would also like to make it clear that I wouldn't be making this request to say anyone who may believe that it's necessary to this sentence is insane. I have to read this again. I would also like to make it clear that I wouldn't be making this request to, say, anyone who may believe that it's necessary to their resurrection that their corpse remain intact. Oh, that's interesting. I see.
God.
That's like
All right.
super religious shit. Okay. No, but
they're all like indifferent. Yeah.
They're just like, rather, I would be asking friends and family who are, for instance, Buddhist or atheist, and therefore not likely to be, but I have so many thoughts on this, overly concerned with what becomes of their physical remains, or co-religionists who may be sympathetic to my inquiry, but still distressed at conversations involving their own mortality. Can we lock this person up? Can we find this person and take them and lock them the fuck up? Put this person away. Miss Manners, call the authorities on this person. This is the craziest thing I've ever read. First of all, what?
How are they going to do it?
And by the way, can I say something?
Yeah.
If the person is still living, here's the thing. If it was like a grandmother from 50 years ago who maybe you barely knew, I could see being like, can I get grandmama's like old collar, her lace thing, so I can like maybe.
Sure, whatever.
If the person's alive, ask them what you want to ask them now. Why do you need a part of their body? They're here. What do you want to know?
That's the answer.
That's the answer.
Answer.
What do you want? I'm here. I don't want to give you my finger. What do you need to know from me now?
What is your question?
What is it? This is crazy. Or do you just want to collect dead people's body parts, which is what it sounds like to me. If it's a lock of hair, I would be freaked out, but I would be willing to give it over. Hair, sure. Fine.
I mean, and if they're cremated or something, they could probably arrange to have like a little
ash, but that's not what they want. It sounds to me like they want something like a cartilage
kind of thing. Oh, cartilage.
So I was thinking lobes. Immediately went to lobes.
Oh, that would be, if it was somebody that you really cared about, like what would you
I want?
Take this.
That's
or what
exciting.
What would you offer up if somebody asked you?
Teeth, they don't rot.
Those are like violently, but you have to really like pull them out.
After they're dead, you can take my teeth.
Yeah, I guess.
It's all right. I've got a crown. Netflix is the temporary crown. This is like literally the work of someone who is mentally fucking sick. If anybody ever asked me, and this is not religion shaming, this is also the fact that they would go, okay, I would consider myself agnostic. Like I'm culturally Jewish. But I'm not religious in that way, but I do believe in something. I just don't know what. Like I'm sort of in that space. Like I do thank God as an example. I do sometimes think that there are like spirits watching over me sometimes. Like I almost got hit by a car a couple weeks ago. And when I tell you that I was this close to dying, this is not a joke. I was walking down 100th Street and a car came zooming out of a garage opening, like a car garage, without braking. And I had my headphones in. And when I tell you that like the mirror nearly hit me, I mean, I couldn't believe it. But I thought to myself, God, like one more step and I would have 100% at the very least been in the hospital. And like, I had a thought, I was like, someone is watching over me right now. Like that felt different. I don't know. Cause it just was so close, but I still am not religious in that way. If somebody asked me for my body parts, I'd be like, sweetheart, sit down with me. We need to talk. This is madness. Would you be willing to give a body part away?
I don't know how it happens though. Is it different from like organ donation?
That's what I'm saying. I feel like if it's hair or teeth, I wish they would specify what they want.
Yeah, this sounds like they want to take a cleaver and like get your finger or something.
Yes, get a pinky. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I don't know.
What did Miss Manners do when she read this letter? I can't even imagine. Let's read her answer.
It's just like a long like barf noise.
Yeah, hold on. Gentle reader. That's the answer. That's so weird. I can't believe I read it phonetically perfect. Gentle reader, what did you have in mind? Mind if I borrow your eyeballs when you croak? That's funny.
She is funny, yeah.
No, that is funny. Croak is a funny word. Croak is a word I never use, and it's actually probably the funniest word for dying. Miss Manners is afraid that she's unable to help find a polite way to say this, as there is a reason it never entered anyone's minds. If you truly think that certain family members or friends might be amenable to it, she supposes, why is she speaking in third person? Is she like, is she dead? She supposes that you could ease into the conversation by telling them of your beliefs and asking for their genitals. Asking their general thoughts on organ donation. Hey, do you have a second? So I'm part of this crazy. I know I'm part of this like crazy religion, and I just always have cared for you so much. Can I have your genitals? Anyway, if they're squeamish about that, then you can reasonably be certain that they will not want their body parts used to get a call from you in the afterlife. That's the whole answer. That's the right answer. These people are sick. I genuinely can't believe I just read that. That is like, what are people doing? Oh, brother. Oh, Dan. Dan, which part of me would you want?
I would take like a finger. That would be nice. Like a really
I have beautiful fingers.
Yeah, and like a Beauty and the Beast like rose like gold dome or glass.
What do you
dome,
call those? Cloche.
Yeah.
It's a cloche. Cloche encounters of the third kind. Listener,
close call.
Such a close call. Listener, you won't understand why this means a lot to me, but this is the perfect transition into our celebrity guest, who is Shangela, because I talked to Shangela earlier today, and you're going to hear it now, but I could not remember what the name of that thing is. So it's so funny that you actually thought of that, Dan. It's like, that's my angel coming through. But let's, Dan, you know I adore you. Thank you for doing the show.
Thank you for having me.
Every week I say thanks. I just love Dan. And ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself, because I can guarantee you this is one of the best guests we've had on. You're not ready for Shangela. See, now I look human. You look stunning. I can't take it.
You are human, you sexy doll.
That's the name of the episode. I am human. Go on.
You are giving me very Kelly Clarkson at the hosting the what are they called? BBMAs, the Billboard Music.
Oh yeah, did she wear?
Sound like a bank.
Did she wear this big old sleeve?
Every look. I don't know who told her, or if she said, you know what? No, I'm wearing black and rhinestone all night. So they gave her like 8 different looks, and at least every time I turned and looked at the TV, she was in a different dress, all black. Rhinestones.
Can I say this before I introduce you about Kelly Clarkson, who obviously I love? I'm sure you're a fan. If you don't like Kelly, look within, because she's perfect. But I got to say this. I watch her show every now and again on NBC. She's like the anti-Ellen, because she actually is nice. Anytime I've ever interviewed her, she's sweet. You know, I think she has a good heart. Whoever her stylists are, I'm saying this as her friend. Shanji, look at me. Shanji's looking in the camera. I feel like we're connecting right now. Shanj, whoever is her stylist, needs to seek help. Every episode, and she's a short girl. She's got curves, you know. They put her in that floor-length dress, belted it right under the boobs every episode. And it's not only getting old, it's just unflattering on her. I don't get it.
Do you know what it is? I feel like, because I've worked with a number of people who sometimes, especially, you know, in the fashion world, they get one look that they feel comfortable in, and they don't want to go anywhere else other than that. You know, I'm guilty of it too. Shangela loves, baby, put me in sweetheart cut, put me in asymmetrical, let my little clavicle be out on one side. Please don't cover me top of the neck all the way to the, I'm short. I need to look long. Please, you know, I need a cinched waist. I can't be in something that doesn't show a waist or a little bit of skin anywhere else. I will just look like one of the Smurfs.
See,
and
so funny.
I feel like she probably is in that room like, no, I know what works for me. Give me that buckle, give me that belt, give me that dress right there, and let me go do my job.
Every day. You know, we're so different physically, you and I. We could not be more different. You announced every look on me that looks horrendous. Mermaid on me. You put me in a mermaid gown, and I look like a grimace. I'm trying to think of what I look like, because I have such a big ass, and I'm broad-shouldered. I've got shape. But you put me in a mermaid.
Yes,
I have a lot of shape, but the mermaids are bad. Trumpets, like every time I watch Say Yes to the Dress and I see these size 0 girls coming in, and they all want that trumpet mermaid, and I'm over it. I need people to also stop buying those dresses, except for you, and also asymmetrical on me. I can't do women with huge breasts like myself. I say it like Julia Roberts in Notting Hill, breasts. We can't do an asymmetrical top. Because if I have a shoulder out, I can't wear a bra, and you get one high, one low. Like literally, if I take the strap down, it's a mess. So we should just.
I hear you.
It's hard. How tall are you?
Well, I can't do that 3/4 length sleeve. See, I don't have very long arms. So some people can do where the sleeve stops like halfway below the
Yes.
elbow. Baby, just either cut it all off, or because I'm also a man who gives the illusion of, this femininity when I'm in drag. So you can't put me in that chop tank top
Yeah.
kind of cut. Because I just look like Serena Williams' arms. Like I've been playing every round of Wimbledon, honey, and just smacking the ball. That's how I
Wait,
look
by the
like
way,
a ball smacker.
same.
Just very ball smacker.
Same. It's so funny. Same. Even though I'm a woman, I have, look how puffy these sleeves are. I have very strong biceps, even though I've literally never exercised in my life. And if you put me in that, there are certain looks that if you put me in, I look like a guard at a women's prison. Like I'll tell you what it is. Okay. Like
Come on, orange is the new
orange
black.
is, that's me. And I don't know what color I am, but it's like any collared button down, like any fitted button down, I look like Janet Reno's ghost. Any tank top, eraser back on me. Eraser back. You'll racer back to the store to return it, and you can write that one down, Shange. That's for you. I can't put it.
Well, that was a good one.
I can't wear it because I'm a strong-shouldered girl and I'm a tall woman. I'm 6'1", so it's like you can't. From far away, people think I'm a man. Like it's, and only when I get closer and they see the eyeliner, they're like, okay, we think. But like if I go to get salad and the person doesn't look up, they go, "What can I get for you, sir?" If they don't see the face, always.
Oh, baby. Don't be me in the drive-thru. They'll be like, "Is that all for you, ma'am?" And I'm over here doing a baritone for them. "Hello, I would like to have a two-piece with a side biscuit." Girl, okay, ma'am, is there anything else? Pull forward, please, miss. Oh, okay, girl, just let it be. And, I used to get annoyed by it, but now I just soak it up. I'm saying, oh, well, that's just what it's going to be.
I know. I like my big skeleton.
And I will say
Yeah, go on.
I love your skeleton too. And since we're on that issue, I got to throw one more in there. I had to throw one more faux pas for me in. And a lot of drag queens, we run into this too. We don't have real breasts. A lot of drag entertainers, some do, but a lot don't. And if you make me something that is cut straight across the front, it's made to give, a lot of girls, they can draw on and shade the boobs, or they wear the boobs for queens or whatever. You're like, oh, but if you don't have that, a straight across, no matter how much of a, push I think I'm giving, I have to have the illusion in my costumes. You'll notice a lot of times it has this either a sweetheart cut or it's a diamond cut down the middle to give the illusion of there's going to be some cleave there. Otherwise, if you give me that straight across 90 degree, baby, it's not looking like it.
I have to tell you that I think this is the first time I've ever literally met my human physical complete opposite. Like everything you're saying, this is crazy. Everything you're saying, I'm like, I can't wear. You and I will never go to like a bridal sale and pull the same gown out of each other's hands, forgetting even the fact that I'm just like much bigger than you are. But if I do, because
So we won't be Anne Hathaway.
No.
And Kate Hudson in Broad Wars, you and I.
We will be on the opposite ends. We're good Corona shoppers. We'll never be within 6 feet of each other on a rack because you'll be in the size 2s. I'll be in the 14s and up. And that straight, I can't do a sweetheart. If you put me in a sweetheart, I look like, I have to tell you something. And there are a lot of women who love this look. I don't include myself in them. There's like do you know ModCloth? Have you ever shopped for dresses on ModCloth? Do you know the vibe?
I don't know the site. When you say ModCloth to me, I think of like a 60s. I think of like Heather Graham in like mod clothing, like Sienna Miller in Factory
Okay,
Girl.
that's beyond chic. ModCloth is like 1940s boogie woogie bugle boy, like that girls who have short bangs. And to all the ladies with short bangs listening, I accept you and I love you. It doesn't work for me as an aesthetic, but I accept you. And I know a lot of women love that look, where it's, I can't, but they love a sweetheart. That whole style, every dress on ModCloth will somehow shovel a sweetheart neck down your throat. And as someone with massive breasts, I need that straight across because it, I like the Amadeus moment where it pushes the cleave crack into my chin, where you get where I can't.
Yes.
I
Oh
love
my God.
that.
I live for that. I'll never have it.
You'll never.
I'll never have it. You know what?
What?
All of my great girlfriends from like who are like my sisters, Shamanda, who I took to homecoming, Miss Sonica, who was my best friend through all of high school, and we went to prom together. I'll never forget her prom dress. She kept saying, when we look back at the pictures, I thought she looked gorgeous. She kept going, I had double boob.
Oh.
And I'm like, what is double boob? Because she wanted to have the strapless look, but the bra cut in the middle of her big
no.
titties. So it was like one titty on top and one titty below. So she was like,
we call it poodling. We call it poodling when you have the multiple breasts just stacked on top of each other. You're in a full poodle moment. There's nothing pretty about it. I've had it. You're like reminding me I'm breaking out like full Thriller contact lenses because you're bringing me back to my darkest moments. Of also, what about sometimes you buy a dress, you wouldn't know from this because you've never dealt with this, but like where they don't cut.
I buy dresses.
Well, no, but for the boob room where they don't cut enough. Come on, Shangela. And I haven't even introduced you. Don't think I've forgotten. You're getting the introduction, but I mean, when we start too strong, I'm like, I don't care about introductions. I'll do it after. It's fine.
No, this is an incognito show. I'm living. They don't know me.
You get no press out of it. I'm like, well, it's been a great time.
Guest.
Thanks so much. We'll see you guys next week. No, if they don't cut enough boob room, then what ends up happening is it flattens you. That's the pancaking, where the roundness, which you can clearly see here, I'm in a good bra for you, by the way, flattens and then it spills up. It looks like someone with a flat ass in the front, like a flat front ass here. And I'm very grateful to have breasts. I actually, I complain about things on my body. You'll really never hear me complain about my rack. Like I genuinely, would I like them to be a little smaller, a little higher? Maybe, but in the scheme of life, like I think I look good topless. I'm happy with it.
See, but you'll never run into this. You'll never run into this. I respect that, and I hear you. And I'm gonna be on the watch for it now. I'm gonna be like, oh, they should have put more titty space in there for that girl. But you know what? When I'm buying, like, say, a sweetheart cut outfit, sometimes they have to cut the dress. It will fit me, the size will fit me, but they've cut the breast cup so small that my insert titties, the little biscuits that I have cut out of foam, will rise above the top. So now you're showcasing all my foam titty, and I just want to look cute in the dress. I'm trying to stuff my titty down into the dress so that you don't see that I'm giving the illusion.
You need to make a list of dresses that don't accept your foam titties, because I want to know, because for whether you have foam or flesh ones, those brands need to be absolutely called out, because women, and there are girls who to my small breasted girls, shout out to them too, to the short bang girls.
We love you.
We love you. We're just different. We're just different. And it's okay. But I've never bought a padded bra in my life. Can you believe that? I think once I did, and I looked like the milking ladies in Mad Max. Like I just looked like, it didn't compliment me at all.
She's a dairy queen. Yeah.
They turned me over and nothing fell out. Can I introduce you like a real lady? Because when I heard that you were booked, I yelped in just absolute joy and delight, because you're one of my favorite people to work with in person. And I have had the joy of working with you, but also to know and to interview and talk to. I mean, obviously you broke through on RuPaul's Drag Race. Like that was the sort of hoisting moment for you. You are on the show on HBO, We Are Here. That's phenomenal and so important. I think that was the last time I spoke to you on Sirius when you were promoting that. You have a new podcast. If anyone deserves a podcast, like cancel me, listener, cancel me. And I'm telling you, stop listening to me and listen to Shange. It's a new podcast called Hallelujah Happy Hour on Spotify. Get that money, Shange. I'm proud of you for that.
Thank you. I'm going to tell you, I am so thrilled. First of all, let me say
Shangela, obviously.
thank
Go
you
on.
for having me here with you. It's like our reunion, and I'm living for this. We did, maybe people don't know, most will, that we were together on at a logo like special thing for Thanksgiving, I believe. And I remember it was me, you, Ginger Minge,
Mateo Lane,
Robbie.
Yes.
Yes. We had a great time at that table. And that's when I think we really reconnected in that moment. And I've always been a fan of yours and watched the different places that you continue to go and grow.
Thank you.
And so thank you for having me here, girl. And also thank you. Yeah. And being a part of Drag Race really was a blessing for me in so many ways. I just started drag. I've just been doing drag for 5 months. I'd only done it 10 times before they invited me to audition and be a part of the cast of season 2. Now that was back in 2010,
wow.
I believe.
A lifetime ago.
And so, fast forward a decade, and here we are, and I'm still pushing and went back on the show not once, not twice, but 3 times.
I know.
Never got a crown, but you know what? I got a career, bitch. I got a career.
You're the Jennifer
and I've been
Hudson.
able
You're the
to-
Jennifer Hudson of Drag Race in my book.
Don't make me start. I will sing like Effie.
I'll do the whole thing. I'll be Curtis.
I love
I'll be
Jennifer.
Curtis. I'll be other Michelle, the new girl. I know all of Laurel. I know all of Dreamgirls by heart. So don't start with me. Come on.
Oh my God! Dreamgirls has always been one of. Ask any of my friends who know me well. Dreamgirls is like my getting in drag song. I have my face timed from when they start with that music. I love
it.
When that starts to the very end when she says, every man has his own special dream. That into the
I have
final
chills, by the
dream,
way.
honey. My face can be done. It can be done. And I met Jennifer
Tell me
Hudson
everything.
just this past year in person at Tyler Perry's studio opening. It was in October last year in Atlanta. Honey, everybody Black Hollywood. Everybody who was famous and Black from Hollywood. If you wanted to blow up Black Hollywood, you should have blown up Tyler Perry's studio.
No.
Because, baby, everybody was there from Oprah to
I know
Beyonce,
Whoopi was there.
Jay-Z,
Whoopi, for sure.
Whoopi, the Clintons, Jennifer Lewis, everybody legendarily Black, Cicely Tyson, okay, Jennifer Hudson. And I met Jen randomly. I've always, she's my getting ready in the morning. You know how you have music that you get you going in the shower that you sing along to? Well, Demi Lovato is a big part of that because she hits I like to belt in the shower, right? And so it's like Broadway stuff, it's Demi Lovato, and it's Jennifer Hudson. But I never met her in person. And when I tell you she sang The Impossible Dream randomly, like Tyler's up there giving an inspirational speech, and he goes, and to open the studio, please welcome Oscar award-winning Miss Jennifer Hudson. And I turn around, because the spot I was standing at, I turn around, baby, there she was in a fuchsia gown. Jennifer
I'm
Hudson.
freaking.
And she sang The Impossible Dream, and on the last note, the doors, it's Tyler Perry, so it was big and grand and over the top. The doors behind her opened, and there was a football stadium size red carpet going down between all the brand new sound stages that were being dedicated to all these amazing Black icons and legends. And as we continue to walk down now Tyler grabs hands with Jennifer Hudson, one hand with Jennifer Hudson, one hand with Cicely Tyson. If you watch the Emmys recently, they honored Tyler Perry, so they showed like a real package, and he was there. And guess who was in the frame with him, walking right in behind him and Jennifer Hudson, telling people, don't step on that woman's train, do not step on her fuchsia gown. It was me. It was me, girl.
My God.
So anyhow, I met her the next day at brunch. I can tell you many stories. I can tell you many, but it was phenomenal. She was so sweet and amazing.
Hey, Midnight Snackers, are you guys looking for easy meal prep where everything is handpicked and sent right to your door? Well, look no further than Green Chef. Green Chef is a USDA certified organic company with meal plans that include vegan, vegetarian, paleo, and keto. I received the keto option because, dear listener, you know that I'm all about that meat life lately. I'm back on keto, and I'll tell you that this box was so delicious and very easy to use. I don't have to think about what's keto, what's not keto. If I say the word keto again, it won't even have any meaning left. Green Chef does it for me. Okay, ingredients come pre-measured, perfectly portioned, and mostly prepped, and they offer contactless delivery to your doorstep for the easiest home cooking. You don't even have to go to the store. And Green Chef is the most sustainable meal kit, offsetting 100% of its direct carbon emissions and plastic packaging in every box. Green Chef is now owned by HelloFresh to offer a wider array of meal plans to choose from. There's just something for everyone. I like switching between the brands for when my tastes change or when I want to switch it up and just eat differently one month. And now, my listeners, that means you can enjoy both brands at a discount with me. I know. You're welcome. So go to greenchef.com/80Michelle. I can't believe they put my weight in there. And use the code 80Michelle to get $80 off across 4 boxes, including free shipping on your first box. That's greenchef.com/80Michelle, 80MICHELLE. And use the code 80Michelle to get $80 off of 4 boxes, including free shipping on your very first box. Bon appetit. All right, Midnight Snackers, I'm going to be back with our regular programming in just a minute, but I just wanted to share one more quick message regarding BetterHelp. Now, a lot of us are juggling so many emotions as we approach this election, the holidays, and as we're still battling this pandemic. Now, I've spoken about it all myself on the podcast, the ups, the downs, the outright anger and stress. And some of you out there might be feeling like it's a lot to handle on your own, which I absolutely get. Now, if that's the case, keep in mind that you can always try professional online counseling through BetterHelp. Here's how it works. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist that you can start talking to in no time. And they have a broad range of expertise available, which may not be available in your area. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor, and you'll get timely and thoughtful responses back. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions, whatever is best for you. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so if you want to switch, that's not a problem. They make it easy, and it's free of charge if you need to. Plus, it's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available if you need it. So visit betterhelp.com/Michelle. That's BetterHelp, H-E-L-P, and join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp, they're actually recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. And guys, this is the offer that we've got for you. To my listeners, you can get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/Michelle. That's 10% off your very first month at betterhelp.com/Michelle.
Hey there, Forever Dog listeners. This is Rhea Butcher, a host of Three Swings, a podcast about baseball and other things, available right here on this very network. For as long as I can remember, I have had a love-hate relationship with the game of baseball. More love than hate, but you know, it's a sport that brings me so much joy, and it's impossible to imagine my life without it. I have countless memories of watching the sport, playing the sport, swearing at the sport, watching the sport some more. But like everything else in America, being a fan of baseball is not that simple. There's also a lot that I dislike about baseball. The persistence of racist mascots, the fact that violent domestic abusers continue to thrive in the major leagues, the Wall Streeting of professional baseball, the list goes on and on. So I wanted to make a podcast where I could talk freely about both of these things. What makes baseball great and what makes it terrible. And in doing so, I usually find myself talking about more than just baseball. Race, gender, capitalism, mental health, stories from my life, stories from the road. And that's what Three Swings is all about. It's a baseball podcast about life. It's a life podcast about baseball. It's got something for diehard baseball fans, for new fans, and even for those of you who know absolutely nothing about the game, but are hearing this ad and saying, hey, that sounds interesting. It's for you too, my friend. We've got a bunch of back catalog episodes for you to browse through, and new episodes come out every Friday right here on the Forever Dog Podcast Network. You can also listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And make sure to also follow us on @3swingspod on Twitter and Instagram for all the latest updates.
She is someone who I look at, and I remember when she was on Idol, because that was when Idol was still good. Like before they started having, not to offend anyone, but before these country people started winning. The second a country person won, I was done. I was like, I can't watch this. This is not a pop show. Country is different, not shading the genre, just not my style, you know? But it was the season of LaToya London, like yes. LaToya, who, by the way,
yes, it was LaToya, Fantasia, Jennifer. Those were the three blackstresses, the black divas that were in there, and they were turning
phenomenal
it out.
Phenomenal. LaToya is someone who I actually got into a fight with a dear friend recently because we were drunk, and that was the whole story. Anyway, no, we were just drunk. No, but we were talking about LaToya, and I said, she is someone who I have like the Idol versions of her, Someone Saved My Life Tonight, and all of these songs that she sang on Idol. And I don't know if she's had a career. Like you look, I mean, J-Hud obviously has just exploded. Like forgetting even Dreamgirls, it could have ended with Dreamgirls. You know, you look at Monique. Monique won an Oscar for Precious, and Monique is her own icon 100%. But I feel like J-Hud kept that train going. Like she was hosting The Voice and all these other things and killing it. Have you met Fantasia? Because
ooh, you are playing with me because you know that's my other one of my favorite divas that I have never met. Number one, and I want to see. I would pay money to go to a Fantasia. I will pay money. Let me change that. I will pay money to go to a Fantasia concert and listen to her because she is the girl that kicks off her shoes. I watch her. She is sweating. She is singing. She is coming down to the audience. She's in it. And you feel like, I grew up in a Southern Baptist home in Paris, Texas. And that kind of churchy rock soul, like a Tina Turner. When she did for Patti LaBelle, I don't know if you ever saw this. You got to go to YouTube and look this up if you have not seen it. The NAACP Image Awards honored Patti LaBelle one year. And they had Fantasia perform Lady Marmalade for her. Oh, honey, I play that track. I play that track. I do that track. I live for that track. When she's like, free. Now, Fantasia, when you saw the Lifetime special.
I did.
Fantasia ain't speaking no damn French, okay? She ain't speaking. But she can sing, so she just kept going, get. Yeah, Miss Patti, I love you, Patti. Get.
I'm gonna shit in my pants watching you. What a gift to watch you do your Fantasia right now. I feel like oh my God, that is absolutely hilarious. Thinking of her, I interviewed her once 100 years ago. This is why I love Fantasia, by the way. I've also interviewed J Hud. I'll tell you both stories quickly. One, if I tell you my J Hud story, you might end this podcast early. That's my biggest fear. That you're just like, I'm done. I'm done.
I'm going to let you know because everybody gets a little Hollywood every now and then. You never know. Somebody may be having a bad day.
No. She was very nice. I was the animal. She was really nice.
What did you do to J Hud?
I always think I'm funny. That's a problem because sometimes you're just not funny. Sometimes a bitch ain't funny, and that's me. And I said, Jennifer.
Well, today you are funny. You said I was going to have where you were wearing a racer, and the only racer is they racing back to the store to return it. That was funny.
Just off the top of my head. No, listen, I'm always funny, obviously. But I said to her, Jay had, this was at the VH1 Divas. I was working the red carpet because I used to work at VH1 for many years. And she's walking and, she's very tall. I love fellow tall girls. Like I always feel an immediate connection. I always bring this up. Another chanteuse who was shockingly tall. And I wonder, I don't want to get off track here. Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey, I think, is 5'9". And then in her heels, she was like my height. And I always picture, she has the face of someone short. I just always pictured her being tiny, but she's very tall. And
yes, I think it's the angles. She knows the angles. She will own, to me, in my mind, I don't know this for sure, but she gives me the girl that gets ready to take a picture or you want to, and she will tell you, no, darling, move the camera there, just like that. Okay. And picture.
And I do that too because I'm also not a dumb fuck. And when I see pictures of myself like on red carpets from Straight Forward, it looks like people unearthing a new head on Easter Island. But then from the side, if you look at me from, they're like brushing the dirt off my cheeks. I'm like, I'm a human. From the side, it's flattering. If I give you angle, look at that. I mean, I'll show you right now. Like,
no, you know it. You've been on Instagram. You've been on TikTok. I see you.
I know the angles.
I like
J Hud's walking down the red carpet. I see her. I'm so excited because Dreamgirls for me, I would have to say probably top 10 pop culture moments ever for me. Cry every single time.
People stood up in the theater when I was there and applauded after every number. And it's not even, I wasn't even at the Michael Magic Johnson Theater. I was at down the street in Highland Park, Dallas. And they were standing clapping. I said, oh, this is like Carnegie Hall, honey. They're giving this woman a lovely ovation.
And
she
here. Deserved it. I mean, I saw it for the first time at a screening where the families of the crew went to see it at the Ziegfeld Theater. And I went by myself.
Oh, you were bougie.
I was bougie.
Oh, she had access.
You're so cute. Can I just say, I just adore you so much. Your face, I wish I could give you a little kiss on the cheek. But wait, I went to the Ziegfeld and I was by myself, had no idea what to expect. It was, again, because I worked at Viacom, it was a Viacom film, whatever. When it was done, I sat in my chair after Little Magic was crying when she saw her mom on stage with Little Magic.
Magic don't have no father.
And then he looks down at her and when they are looking and that cute girl, how she's crying. I have chills thinking of Magic. I'm not kidding you.
She had one tear.
I wept openly as though I was truly like a demon was coming out of me. I was really crying. I just felt something about it in a way it affected me. And I don't know what it was. I love it. And I saw it live in London and it was not as good. So I think the movie has something special.
I saw it live in London. I saw it at the Savoy.
That's where I saw it.
Did you see it with Amber Riley?
No, I did not. It was okay. But I think
She was
Amber's
when
amazing.
Amber Riley did it, she tore it down. Her and Lacey LaFontaine, who is Dawn LaFontaine's daughter. You know who Dawn
I do know the
LaFontaine
name,
was?
yeah.
The voice of the movie trailers for this summer. You will see, blah, blah, blah. Legendary. Before he died, his daughter is Lacey LaFontaine.
Unbelievable. I almost think she was in the show. For me, I think when you're used to the movie, like it's almost like a kid seeing the Frozen musical or like Lion King on Broadway. If they're just used to the way the movie sounds and it's different, it like rubbed me the wrong way. I just couldn't get into it. I can't explain it. I'm an idiot. J-Head's walking down the carpet. I see her. I go, J-Head, I have a question for you. Would you be willing to make a cameo in my all-white version of Dreamgirls called Cream Girls? Now, this was many years ago. This was many years ago. I would never say it today.
Michelle, no. Michelle, if I was your cameraman, I would have just, you know what? I'm going to just turn the camera this way and turn it off for a minute. I'm going to pretend she was joking. See, we're not even on camera, baby. I would try to cover for you. I would be like, you know what? Jennifer, honey, she's just playing. She is so crazy. The camera's not even on, mama. Oh, no,
but also she laughed. She was nice. That's what I'm saying. I am the one. She like laughed and was like, sure. And then like kept walking. But I will say, no, she was nice. I swear. Oh, she was nice. Walking. She was nice. But I really like when I asked that question today, obviously not. But at the time, you know, I was like, this had to be at least, oh my God, 12, 13 years ago. I was like, I am literally so funny at the time. She was fab. Fantasia, quick story, and then we can move on. But I interviewed Fantasia before I was ever on television. Like I'm talking, I was doing it for the web, VH1. No one knew me. I was just this tall girl, came into the room, made her laugh immediately. She was on the floor with her family. She's just the fucking best. And she said to me, what sign are you? What sign are you? You know her voice. And I went, I'm a Cancer. Yeah. And she went, hey, Michelle, what sign are you? What sign are you? And I went, I'm a Cancer. And she went, I fucking love you, like barked it out. And then we were the best of friends. She was like, you're coming to North Carolina, you're staying with my family. And I'm an idiot for not, you know, I never take people up on shit because I'm not psychotic. But like I should have taken Fantasia up on that, because imagine a weekend, you'll come with me once we have the vaccine, to go to Fantasia's house for the weekend. Please. Would be a fucking dream come true.
I would get my whole life. You know, there's a clip of her from, I think she had a reality show for one season on like Lifetime or something, or yes. True or We or something. And she had an Aunt Bunny. And there's a scene that my friend and I laugh at all the time where she's, you know, there was stories in the press about her being with a married man or whatever. And so she's telling her family, her mom and aunt are sitting next to each other. And she's like, well, the story is I met a man and he's not my boyfriend. He's just a friend. And then Aunt Bunny looks at her and goes, girl, please. So yes, I would love to sit in that room with Mama and Aunt Bunny keeping it real like, girl.
Oh, her mother, the whole family, she is really a treasure. You don't find talent like that, where not only is she like, I think divinely talented, like from birth, just, you know, given this gift, but also has not an ego and the best personality. You know what I mean? Just there to love, there to perform, to make people feel good. It's divine. I really believe it's like a religious thing almost.
Yeah, and you know, she's the kind of person that you can always tell people who have natural, amazing talent and who are respected, especially in Black music, for their talent, because they get called for the funeral. And if you want somebody to sing at your funeral, especially the Black legends, you look who they call. They call Stevie Wonder, they call John Legend, they call Jennifer Hudson, and they call for Fantasia Barrino.
That's right. Can you make a promise to me, and listeners, please? Can you have just one of them come to my funeral? I mean, I hope I outlive, you know, Stevie, I guess, because he's an old one already. But like, can you have someone sing? I would love to have, you know, that I know that you grew up in Texas. Religion was is a major part of your life. I am always so jealous of people who had gospel growing up. I love it. I always say that any song that incorporates a gospel choir, any Madonna song, Gaga, but like Black artists, you know, I'm trying to think even, I have like
Mariah always has a choir behind her.
I have Kirk Franklin on my Spotify playlist because I just love gospel music. It's the most uplifting, joyous sound. Were you a singer growing up? Like, were you in gospel when you were little?
Yeah, I
in
think
choir?
that having faith, and I always, as a young black gay person, especially, had my own battles with religion and faith, but I always came back to it because I feel like it's just something special to be able to believe in a higher power than yourself. And no matter how you do that, and even if you don't, that's totally fine. But for me, what's helped me push forward in my life is and stay connected with so many people and with joy and positivity and hope has really been that type of faith, and I'm not like I'm in church every Sunday kind of person, but especially not now, hallelujah. But it's just a positive thing in my life. So in growing up, I grew up in the house. My mom was in the military, so she was fighting wars, Desert Storm,
Oh,
Desert Shield,
wow.
all that. And I grew up in the house with my grandma and my grandpa. And my grandma was like, we're going to church on Sunday, Tuesday night for Bible study, Wednesday night for choir practice. And so I was in the choir from the time that I was tall enough to see over the pew. And I even was the choir director for 2 years and played the piano for a season. And I say that only because our piano player had passed away. There was no one at the church who knew how to play. I knew Lean on Me. So they thought I knew how to play. So I turned Lean on Me into 2 church songs, and that's all we sang for a whole
Wait, what was the other song
I
called?
just knew those chords. It was called My God Is My Friend, but it was just Lean on Me played backwards.
I'm trying to do it in my head. It's impossible. Na 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 na. God is my friend.
My God is my friend. Yes, it was very that, girl. Yes. But you know what? And then I was in the gospel choir even for 2 years in college. Went on like a little mission trip.
Wow.
All of that because I love music. And I think that's why I love, even when I listen to music, I love pop music. I love Gaga's and the Britneys and the
course.
Arianas. But I also love like Aretha music. And I love, people like Kelly Price or other different
love
gospel
Kelly
singers.
Price.
I just love, I'm so jealous of people who can sing. I can hold a note, but I'm not a singer. But when I get around singers, I'm sure I annoy them because I chime in, honey. You would think I was like, wow, yes, yeah. You would think I was in it. I was in the studio once when Ariana Grande asked me to record on her phone. It was so great. It happened so randomly. But I ended up on her album doing the intro on the song NASA on the Thank You Next album.
Oh my God.
And just sitting there in the studio with her, you're like, oh my God, I'm friends with Frankie. He's amazing. Great. He also is a great singer, Broadway and amazing. You know Frankie. So in sitting in that studio with Ariana, she will just sometimes just go into a riff and a run. And you're sitting there going, bitch, I am witnessing the landing of the rocket ship on the moon. Like, this is amazing. It's so effortless. And just coming out of this, cute little angel girl, and she's just riffing and running. You're like, all right, Miss Thing. But see, I can go in on a Patti LaBelle too.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Have you met Miss Patti?
Yes. Oh my gosh, this is all for the book one day, but I'm going to give it to you. One night, Brandon, I won't give you the whole story, but I will tell you this. I was working in PR for TGI Fridays. We were sponsoring food for an episode of Extreme Makeover Home Edition. It was happening in Philadelphia. Patti lived in Pennsylvania, somewhere around that area. And so she ended up being booked to sing at this home unveiling for the family, the deserving family. I was there to make sure, they got the sandwiches and the beef ribs that we had supplied.
I can't get over this.
So, I'm there. I am black and gay, and her hairstylist was there, black and gay. 2 black and gay people see each other, in the night, like 2 ships. He was like, "Hey, you want to go grab food?" I was like, "Sure." He said, "Come pick me up after this." Well, he was staying at the house with Patti, so I go to Patti's house to pick him up. He comes out to the car and says, "Patti said, why don't we just get food and eat here?" Oh, when Patti said it, I'm going in. So I went in, and Patti was sitting there at the dinner table. There was a long table set up for probably 12 people. There was only 3 of us. And we sat there, and Patti was singing. She was eating, but as she would tell us, just talk to each other. Just talk to each other. And then as we were talking, we would hear her start to just sing. And there was an intercom, and music was playing, and I think it was Alicia Keys' You Don't Know My Name. You know that song. Ooh, you can tell I can't sing. But you know that You Don't Know My Name song, right? From Alicia Keys, her first album.
Right.
And she kept just going, woo. And Patti was sitting there running. And I was trying to pay attention to the guy because he had invited me,
course.
or whatever. But I just couldn't stop thinking and staring at Patti LaBelle is sitting at this dinner table 2 seats away from me singing. Amazing.
It's really asking a lot of someone on a first date, technically, to have it with one of the greatest musical icons in American history. I mean, it's just like, hey, I'm so sorry. Do you mind coming in? Abe Lincoln's here. Do you mind? I'm sorry. Just sit at the table. Lincoln's
I
here.
didn't even put out.
Yeah. Did you hook up in Patti LaBelle's house? Because that would be, you won't tell me.
Now, that would have been lovely if she would have heard me hitting notes later on. But no, sadly, no. I had to get that rental car back to where I was
my
staying.
God. I do want to ask you about working at TGI Fridays. Is that known? I've never heard that about you.
Yeah, it's known in some
in the
circles. Darling, it's known.
Yeah.
But I graduated from SMU in Dallas with a degree in PR and communications. And so one of my first jobs was working in the communications department at TGI Fridays corporate, which was in the Dallas area. And it was just a 2-person department. So they let me do a lot of stuff. There was a lot of things to do. But I'll tell you, that's actually how I ended up getting into entertainment, moving to LA. They put me in charge of the Halloween costume contest at TGI Fridays, and I turned it into a drag pageant.
Oh my God.
I love pageants and I love costumes and dressing up. Now, I wasn't Shangela yet, but I pulled people from all the different departments, like finance and new store openings and all those different departments, and I made them my backup dancers. And I was Justin Timberlake Thriller version, okay? So I was Michael Jackson meets Justin Timberlake. We did a Thriller sexy back mix, okay? You can call my friend Daniel Maiden in Dallas, he'll tell you. And I remember we rehearsed in the little office gym. And then after I finished the number, the CEO of Fridays at the time, Richard Sneed, who is no longer with us, or I'll be calling him today. He came to me and he said, look, we love you here. We love you in PR here. But if you ever wanted to pursue entertainment, you've got it. You should go out to LA and you should try now before you look up and maybe it's too late or you don't want to do it anymore. And he said, we'll support you. They gave me a job out in LA. They had a sister brand, Pickup Sticks, that they let me consult so that I could go on auditions and stuff. So I started saving up my money. And then 6 months later, I packed up my Explorer and I moved from Dallas over to LA. And the next thing you know, ta-da.
I got to tell you that I actually have chills from that story. It's basically, to me, almost unheard of that a corporation on the level of Fridays, I mean, Fridays is, by the way, I grew up going to Fridays, so I'm a Fridays family, but that someone in power would see in you something creative. And instead of, I feel like in most 99% of the cases, they would want to hog that person, or if anything, this is a really terrible thing, but I just feel like in my own experience, many times they would almost not want to encourage you to pursue it if you were good at your job because they don't want to lose you. So to actually have the spirit and the sort of graciousness and the generosity to say to you, not only to compliment you, and obviously you're a major, massive talent, but to then let you go pursue your dream is unheard of. This story warms me in a way that I'm going to have to get an Oreo Speedwagon tonight because I don't know how else to support the company. I feel crazy.
Well, listen, if that warms you, I'm going to tell you something that's going to heat you all.
I need it.
When you come to my house in LA, when you come visit me sometime, when we are all able to visit again, I'm going to show you a framed photo. They had you know how people have caricatures made? Remember the people sit and they draw caricatures?
Yeah, of course.
They had a caricature of me made. You'll notice it has like a goatee and a mustache because that's what I was rocking back then. And it says, a big sign says, "See you in the movies." And everybody in the entire company signed it. They had it framed in glass for me. And they all wrote these very inspirational messages. Like hundreds of people signed this. And they were just like, we just know you're going to make it. We know you're going to end up doing something in your creative passion. You're going to do it. And I kept that all these years. It was probably 10, 12 years ago.
I need everyone to tonight or this weekend go support Fridays. I'm not joking. This is free publicity. You're still working in PR for Friday. There is no better PR story for Fridays than them basically giving birth to Shangela. I'm like, this needs to become,
there you go.
This needs to become, they'd be idiots to not market this or work with you in some way. And I mean, they could use the help, I'm guessing. I feel like there's a one Fridays in Midtown that I went to once with a friend here in New York, and we sat at the bar. This was in the past year. Okay. And it was like $7 for like a 9-course meal and a soda. I don't know how they're staying open. I mean, we were the only people there. It was so cheap. Was it good? Now I'll say it was delicious. If you asked me yesterday, I'd be like, it was all right. But now scrumptious. Shanji, we have to break on part 1 and we got to come back with part 2. But everyone, I have to say you are, I'm not just saying this to you, probably one of the funniest people we've had on the podcast. It's such a pleasure.
Well, I'm having a good time.
It's such a pleasure for me to talk to you and just sit here and listen to your amazing stories. DJ Shangela Pierce, obviously the one and only Shangela. Follow Shangela on Instagram and on Twitter at It's Shangela, one of my favorite Instagram follows. And right now, go subscribe to Shanji's new podcast on Spotify called Hallelujah Happy Hour. The first episode came out this week. We're going to talk all about it the next episode. We're going to talk Drag Race, Star is Born. I mean, you are... I wish that I worked at Fridays. I don't know what to say. I feel like I wish I had a fun story about Fridays, but I don't. I have one Friday story.
Well, we'll put some stripes on.
Let me get my spendies on. Let me get my Benz, my spendies on. We'll talk about it. But we're going to be back on Thursday, part 2, guys. See you then. Bye.
Forever Dog.
This has been a Forever Dog production. Midnight Snack with Michelle Collins is executive produced by Brett Boehm, Joe Cilio, and Alex Ramsey. Produced by Tracy Soren. Original theme music by Gabe Lopez. Cover art by Ben Wiseman. To listen to this podcast ad-free, sign up for Forever Dog Plus at foreverdogpodcasts.com/plus. Check out video clips of our podcasts on YouTube at youtube.com/foreverdogteam. And make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Forever Dog Team to keep up with all the latest Forever Dog news. 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 News.